On this episode of Off the Break podcast, we're going to talk about our reactions to Ant-Man. We actually all three saw film. Our analysis of the box office and some news features that came out this week. So stay tuned.
This is Off the Break podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
All right. So, all three of us. I am your host, Cody, and with me is Eric and Kyle.
Oh, hello. Hi. I didn't think that introduction for us would be that quick.
I'm going for a quick one this week.
I always wait for Kyle to say hello first.
Oh, is that the pattern? Am I
don't
supposed to? I don't know. I always thought we would just wing it.
I'm pretty sure that I said Eric first,
Yeah,
so you should probably say hello first.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Let's just wait for the first name.
Should we try that again?
No, it was a cool little banter. It's a nice little back and forth we got going.
Whew.
Doesn't make us feel like robots.
Yay, we're there.
Yeah.
All right, so we all three saw the film this weekend. Ant-Man.
and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Finally. Because she's awesome.
Right. She is great.
Way better than in the first one.
Oh my gosh, so
Oh,
much
yeah, for
better.
sure.
She needed a suit the whole time.
She needed to do a lot more the whole time. Like, that was one of my frustrations. Oh, that's not sounded right. Yeah, that was one of my nitpicks there on the first one, was that she looked like she was not enjoying herself, even though that was her character for the most part. Like, she was not enjoying herself and needed to be a crime fighter. And finally, they're just like, all right, have at it, full reins, full control, there you go. And she was awesome and did not disappoint.
No, she was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed her.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Eric?
she was super fun to watch, and her suit is like, I think her suit's cooler than Ant-Man's suit.
It is way cooler.
Just
Like
how
looks?
it looks
Yeah,
when she's
okay.
in her action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. She was great. She was definitely one of the highlights for me.
And Scott Lang was good too.
Yeah.
Ant-Man himself, yes.
If you like Paul Rudd, you'll still like him. Like, that's basically what you need.
Yep. I really enjoyed this film, but I was so disappointed, and it's my own fault. I had high expectations from marketing, and I should never look at Facebook videos, but I did. And I thought I had some clever insight into this because of some silly Facebook spot. And I was so disappointed coming out of it. Like,
That's where you thought there was that spot. It's like, I had a dream.
I had a nightmare.
I had a nightmare.
Thanos,
There we go.
And he's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, you thought it was going to tie into the whole
That millions
snap.
of people will die.
You showed us that, and we were just like, that's not gonna be it. Well, I don't like. I wasn't fully on board with the idea, but I could have obviously been wrong.
The reason I wasn't,
Marketing.
and it also kind of turned out to be true for the most part, is just like the first Ant-Man. This movie is definitely more just kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
It didn't reference Infinity War really at all until
Or anything
that
other
post
than
credit
Civil
scene.
War, really.
Yeah, and I feel like if they wanted it to kind of just be its own thing, to serve more as that, like I've been seeing everybody describe it, as a palate cleanser for Infinity War. So I think saving that, any sort of tie-in to that movie until the post-credit scene was probably a good idea.
I feel like it was a palate cleanser, like white bread is. It was just so bland. So then I wasn't super excited to see it. I kind of was like, oh, wait, that's not something I'm rushing out for. Then I saw this TV spot, this Facebook spot.
It worked.
I'm like,
180.
oh my gosh. It's going to they're going to have some secret before what happened in Infinity War happens. And then you get through the movie and there's nothing at all.
You gotta prepare
not
yourself
even
for
close to anything.
for misdirection on marketing.
Do not read any articles that say this clarifies what's going to happen in Infinity War Part 2, because it does nothing of the sort.
I wouldn't want it to.
Clickbait.
I just wanted it to be a small scale standalone movie like the first one, and it was.
Yeah,
So,
that's clearly what the Ant-Man
I liked it.
franchise is, and that is fine with me. Because
Yeah.
sometimes in the Marvel universe, there's just so much going on that you have to just be like, okay, I just want it's something of its own, and that's what Ant-Man is.
It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, for the most part, are their own kind of thing too. They're not really directly tied to the bigger interconnectedness.
Literally until Infinity
But the
War.
stakes of those movies are huge. Like in their own way, they're still like, oh, fate of the universe, fate of the world.
Right.
But this one, it's just about finding Hank's wife. That's really all it was about.
Yeah,
and I thought
that and making sure Paul Rudd doesn't go to prison.
Yeah. See,
but
they're just small little like
finding
individual
Janet.
characters dilemmas. It's not like, oh no, if we don't go to the quantum realm and bring Michelle Pfeiffer
The
back, then
world
the
gets
entire
split,
universe
yeah.
will be divided into fourths.
Yeah.
Like,
which that's not the case in this, and that's okay. Like sometimes stories need to be that more small scale.
Well, I also love how Ant-Man, or Scott, I guess, he's not really that special in a whole lot of ways. Like his
daughter would beg to differ.
Yes.
Cassie loves him.
Oh, that's a beautiful relationship.
That is.
But
I
mean, he's not. He doesn't. There's no scenes where he's at all on the level of like Captain America or Thor or even Spider-Man. All these other people they're superheroes. This guy is just kind of
the average guy.
I would say his superpower is the clever quip. He has more personality than any of the other characters.
But his quips I like a lot more than a lot of the other ones, because every Marvel hero quips.
I know, but he actually has personality behind his.
Yeah, he's not trying to be witty. He's just kind of, he's like, why are we all wearing baseball caps and sunglasses?
He's
It's
quippy
like,
because
I was thinking in the moment.
He's quippy because he's in a situation that average people aren't in ever.
He's just kind of,
and that makes do for how good the humor is in the first Ant-Man and in this current one. Like I think the way they use humor is much better than in most of Marvel films as of late.
Yeah, I mean less artificial maybe. At least in my mind.
Because his character is a more positive person, not cynical and jaded. He's just a happy-go-lucky.
That could be it. Yeah.
Like, I kind of went to prison, but I'm out now, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to Ant-Man and the Wasp, I just like that it was its own story, especially after everything that happened in Infinity War. And I think for what it was, like, it just delivered on as just a fun time, a fun romp.
The villain was terrible, though.
I mean, most of those.
we kind of went back to that classic
super
Marvel.
boring.
Goggins' character was terrible.
What?
Sonny.
You thought I loved his voice.
Everybody loves Goggins.
I mean,
he's like,
he's good at
it's like,
that.
that guy.
He's good at those Southern characters, but he was so not needed.
No,
I'm
agree.
sorry, Walter. It's because you're listening. You're a fan of ours, but
I think it's Walton.
What?
I think it's Walton.
Walton?
Oh, no.
I think it's Walter.
I think it's Walton Goggins.
I'm really
there. Now we lost our fan.
Yeah, now we lost our fan.
It's a lot, Kyle.
No, I mean, but the villains overall, they were the weakest part.
I kind of, within 2 seconds of his first scene, I kind of knew what his role was going to be.
Yep.
I don't think they never really try to trick you. He's never really supposed to be the bad guy.
They try to trick you.
So he didn't bother me.
Foster.
He was there to do what he needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Ghost was kind of more, at least on the marketing end and how it's presented, Ghost was kind of supposed to be the more antagonistic force, and that is where the movie kind of faltered.
Yeah, she could have been scary, like coming out and disappearing and like heightened the tension, but her character just didn't. And even though her suit was really like cool looking,
she looked super cool. The effects
really
of her
freaky,
phasing was really cool.
Yeah, that was well done.
But yeah, I agree. It's just throughout the entire movie, really. I don't know. I didn't buy it.
Like, what if she phased when she was like in their personal space or in their lab? Or
well, there's that scene where she like sticks her hand through Hank's face. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that would just like kill him.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna die right there. I was like, oh, that would be.
There was really no. The movie didn't do a good job of communicating kind of what she's capable of doing with her phasing powers. It's just kind of, there was these cool sound effects, and
what if she phased and pulled a heart out of somebody's chest?
Yeah,
they
kept talking. I mean,
right?
They made a joke about that.
It probably wouldn't be PG-13 then.
You would think, but the point is, you would think that she could do something like that, but
or just at least put her hand in her chest and squeeze somebody's heart, or something like.
There's really no standout thing that I can think of that really shows off what she can do. Other than it's really hard to punch her.
I liked her backstory to an extent. Like they actually tried to show some character depth and motivation to what she is doing, but just everything overall that you guys are mentioning.
Yeah,
was
kind.
where
I mean,
it
there's
really
that
went
one
downhill for me.
Not
really downhill, but just disappointing.
Yeah, there's like that flashback scene. It's like, okay, there's her backstory. Now you
It
care
worked
about her, right?
To some extent for me.
It was exactly the same as the other lesser tier Marvel villains.
Yeah,
I can't really complain more than that because she wasn't worse than any of the other early phase Marvel villains.
Ones. Yeah,
but she was definitely the weakest link of the movie.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, for sure.
At least like Jedediah in the original Iron Man, like you hated him. Like you knew he was just
and he had
so rotten.
Classic one-liner.
Yeah.
Tony Stark built this in a cave. To this day, people still say it. It's a great line.
That is a great line.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you a single line that Ghost says.
You don't need
Hi,
to
I'm
have
Ghost.
the craziest powers to be able to be the villain, but you have to have like
some sort of memorable part of your personality.
Yeah, and that villain was bland.
The most memorable part of that villain was cool suit.
Is that why their suit was white? Because it was bland. White toast villain.
They're like, let's just embrace this. Let's just go.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than her, I thought it was exactly what it needed to be. Especially after Infinity War, because people are still thinking about that, still talking about that.
And even if you just watch it, like not even in chronological order, but just as like Ant-Man 1, and now I'm watching Ant-Man 2, like it'll still be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if, as a Marvel cinema fan and the 10 years of films, if I've not been conditioned now to think that there should be a connection with these films, and
that could
and
be
even
very
if I
possible,
hadn't seen that spot, I wonder if I wouldn't have been disappointed on some level with this movie. Like,
I could see
like
that.
They took 10 years to condition these people, and me included, to watch these movies to get that tidbit for the next one, and
that's the thing I hate about the Marvel movies.
And now they're like, if they stop doing that because they've built this universe and they don't need to in the next phases, am I going to enjoy them the same way now?
Just off the top of my head right now, since it's been being billed for so long now that Infinity War and then Avengers 4 are like the culmination of this era of the Marvel movies, maybe they're kind of toning down the interconnectedness because, I mean, it's coming to a close.
Yeah.
So they can't, constantly be connecting things here and there.
I've noticed after Age of Ultron that I think they kind of learned the lesson of don't try and cram everything for future events. Like, they really have done a great job after that of saying these are standalone movies. Yes, they are connected, but we aren't going to give you big hints or teases to how they are connected. Like, I think since Age of Ultron, they've done a really good job of like keeping them as their own individual films.
Yeah, I kind of agree because I like that a lot more because
me too.
I don't know. I feel like if everybody's assuming that, again, going back to why I don't like post-credit scenes, I feel like the movie should be over and people should sit there and think about the movie that they just saw instead of already dismissing everything they just saw. I was like, okay, what's next? Ooh, what's next?
Really?
What's next?
I don't think I dismiss it and go, what's next?
In the moment,
I
though,
savor it and I go, I feel like it's like uncovering a puzzle and I added another piece to it. And if that's not how I'm going to be viewing these movies, that I don't know if I will enjoy it. I'm opposite of you guys. I think I really like the unveiling of a connection and a theme and how this works for the bigger picture, because stories are told in a bigger picture. And
but the movie should be its own story too, though.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And I like a good movie with its own story, like the first Iron Man
beginning, middle, and end
had its own story.
Oh yeah.
And then it kind of connected to this bigger universe. But I like how there are foundations that you can pull from different movies and see how they affected the movies down the road, and see how that whole thing transpires over a bigger picture. I like that very much.
Are we also at a point in this universe now where we're confident and they are confident that we don't need that anymore? Like, phase one, it makes sense. Like, there was a lot of pieces that had to be put together in order to make what we have now. But I think now that we know that this is all an established universe and we're confident in this studio and they're confident in themselves, it feels like now we can just not worry about that as much. Like, yeah, they're all connected, obviously, but we can focus more on making stories that impact the story within itself, if that makes sense.
I still think you need the connection, but the connection can be different. Now moving forward, you've built a history. Now you can link to events in the past to link to events in the future. They don't have to be like, this character is going to happen to be in this film and direct connections.
Then it sounds like we're almost agreeing, but we're just saying it differently.
Well,
I hate it all.
Well, except for Eric.
I think you need I think you
kidding.
still need little tidbits, insights, unveilings of moments, like throwbacks to previous films. But I don't think you need the direct, like, all of a sudden I'm watching Ant-Man and Thor comes down from the sky. Like, I don't think you need that blatant connections anymore.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. You're saying it now in a way where I feel like we're trying to say the same thing, but
Right.
it's just sounding different. Because I do feel like, yeah, you can put stuff in that has tiny little connections to the outer universe, but it's okay to have its own standalone story. Like it's not necessary anymore to have like stuff
Well, are
slid
you
in
saying
to
that
remind
you
us.
would watch a film that was like completely independent of?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I
mean,
want.
Ant-Man could be an example. Black Panther recently
But
is another good example.
what's like, okay, so what's a character that they haven't done?
Well, it sounds
yet?
like, okay, are we talking about throughout the movie itself or the post-credit scenes?
throughout the movie
Throughout
itself.
the movie.
Because if it's just throughout the movie itself, yeah, I mean, this Ant-Man and the Wasp, I would say, is pretty much entirely standalone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although he has that whole conversation about like,
yeah, they talk about
Cap
Civil
called
War.
me. I'm an Avenger
yeah.
now.
We call him Cap.
Yeah.
I love that part.
So there is some
Yeah, true.
a little bit of
like
connection.
those are okay. Like what we just
Yeah.
mentioned, that is fine, but you don't need. I think we are saying like the same thing.
I
We're
don't
just
know.
thinking.
I feel
about
like
it
I want a
differently.
little bit more. Like I would have really liked if when he had a dream about being in the quantum realm, if he got like
See, I feel like
something more.
that's an
to that.
equivalent of what you just said about Thor coming down and teaming
Really?
up. With, yeah, I don't know.
I just
That's
don't know
me
how it
personally.
happened.
I
I don't know how being in the being subatomic would give him a vision of the future.
I mean, let's face it. We don't know anything about
Right.
that universe anyway.
yeah.
Like, what did they really tell us? That was one of my
They
biggest
just
complaints
called
as well.
it the
but-
quantum realm, but you don't. It's another realm within all these realms, and Doctor Strange just showed us there's infinite realms. So
I always assumed it was just you keep getting tinier and tinier.
But
That's what I
but
thought it was.
clearly, and what we've seen towards the end of the movie is that there's a lot more to it. Like if you stay in there long enough, like you can have some weird stuff happen to you. But they kind of gloss over it in like one or two lines towards the end, and now it's and I'm sure in the third one, like they'll probably go into it a lot more. But for its own story, like I wish that it would have been a little bit more concrete.
I wish I would have got more of that of Michelle
Mm-hmm.
Pfeiffer and her effects, and way less of
Yeah.
the Lawrence Fishburne ghost dynamic.
I wanted Lawrence Fishburne as Ben Foster to actually become Goliath and like wear the blue costume and grow big of like a 60-foot tall Lawrence Fishburne. But that's just like the nerdy fan in me that's like, I wish that would happen.
That
But
probably
Yeah, I don't
would've-
even know who Goliath is.
it's another
Yeah.
version of Ant-Man, basically.
That would
Or
have been
of
way more
Giant
interesting.
Man, basically.
Oh.
But
I do like their
wishful
whole
thinking.
like match in the how big did you get? How big did you get?
I like that, but I thought it was edited better in the trailer.
It was so much better
I
in the
didn't
trailer.
laugh nearly as hard in the actual movie. But
Maybe it's because you like were ready for it.
well, yeah, I had seen that trailer like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been part of it too.
But yeah. Trailers.
Trailer. No. Next is our box
Nah.
office analysis. So Ant-Man was number one.
You're so
I thought I had a
wrong,
good
Eric.
segue.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
wrong.
Ant-Man was number one. Jurassic was
naturally.
2. Incredibles 3. Very, very close.
Very close.
Together. $1 million separates them. Purge, Sicario, Uncle Drew, Ocean's 8, Tag, Won't You Be My Neighbor, still in the top 10. They're at the bottom, but it's still breaking
it's in
it.
top 10, and
Yeah.
I love it. I've
Yeah.
been champion. Won't you be my
It's
neighbor?
finally here. I'm gonna see it this week.
Let me know
Cannot
how
wait.
it is.
Deadpool 2 round out the top 10.
Yeah.
The thing that was two things I noticed was that Ant-Man did a lot better. This Ant-Man did a lot better in its opening weekend than the first one did by a large margin, despite it being like the 4th of July weekend. and maybe the aftermath of Avengers: Infinity War helped with that as well. But I thought that was pretty cool to see that for no one has like sequel fever or whatever. Like,
yeah.
so
Well, I
that,
think people
like, it
are
would
just
be
more.
a
I think people
lower-
now are familiar and like the character too.
Or they were
Yeah, 'cause
Because when the
misled.
first one
Sure.
came out, it's like, yeah, people like Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd, but
Mhm.
the name Ant-Man,
It was
the
very
concept
obscure.
of him, people are like,
right.
that
I
sounds
think they were
kinda-
all
Kind
misled.
of cheesy, even
No.
for Marvel.
Yeah,
No,
that
we're,
could have been it too. You're
no,
right.
we were all misled.
Mhm.
We thought there was a connection. There wasn't. I am
then-
not alone in that.
And then I noticed that this new Purge movie, it dropped for an opening weekend opening by a large margin. Like usually the first three made around 30 million and this one dropped and made only 16, 17 in its opening weekend. And I'm wondering if now people are getting sick of it or if the holiday had something to do with it. And or maybe everyone just went to see Ant-Man
People-
instead.
Again, this just off the top of my head, but I feel like because the Purge movies have always been kind of pseudo-political, like they look like they're getting at something deeper than they really are, but not
Right.
really. People just go to see creepy masks and
Right.
hostage
Violence.
situations.
And I
Yeah.
think they tiptoed into the more political realm.
Well, they
The
didn't just
last,
tiptoe.
Well, no, on the last one because they were
oh yeah,
in their marketing.
yeah, the
they made
election year.
Yeah,
they,
that's what
yeah,
it was.
they made it like Trump insignia on
Yeah.
their hats and
And then
stuff,
this one, they just
on
go
their one sheets.
This one, they're not hiding anything.
No.
And I mean, right there, you're going to have a huge divide because a lot of people are just sick of politics being in everything.
Right.
And then they release it on the 4th of July. People probably.
And it had a racial component too, which I think
Oh, it has
might
a-
have
yeah, it has
upset
like a-
some people. Or
parallels the Black Lives movement or Black Lives Matter movement.
Yep.
So yeah, I think just because this one was way more specific in its political approach, I feel like that just turned a lot of people away.
And just from a business point of view, 4th of July is always a terrible day for movies. Movies do better in the evenings, and the evenings are occupied by your fireworks and celebrations.
Yeah, true.
So you were never going to get a good day there. And then the next 2 days, because it fell on a Wednesday, was a Thursday.
Yeah.
And then you had your opening weekend Friday. But by then the film had like kind of already come out. So it was not,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say stale, but it was just,
The people who wanted to see it probably already saw it.
yeah. And then there was, given all the political undertones of it, I don't know if there was a lot there to pull people into the theater over the weekend after it had
Yeah.
already come out.
Yeah. Yeah, good points. I didn't think about the political undertones part as well. I didn't even think about that.
No. Another interesting point is Jurassic World. You know, here in this office, we kind of felt that the second Jurassic World was going to not have the, what we say in the industry, the legs or the staying power week after week that the first one had. And now that they've been out 3 weeks,
We've got the concrete proof.
yeah.
Give us the numbers.
So on the first week, the first one opened at 208. It was huge, 208 million. This one opened
at the time it was record breaking.
Yeah, it was. It's the only non-Disney film in the top
yeah.
10
I
openings
forgot
still. Then this one opened to a 148. So you knew it was never going to top the first
that's
one.
Expected.
So you're
It was
okay.
still huge.
But this is where it's kind of telling. The percentage of the drop in the second week for the first Jurassic World film, it dropped 49%. But the drop in this for this film was 58. And then between the second and third week, the drop was 53, whereas the first film was 48.
Yeah.
So I think you've got a film that no matter what the opening was, because you knew it would never top the opening, the drop off is more dramatic the
Right,
week
yeah.
after week. So it'll be interesting to see if that levels out at all, or if it's going to continue to do in these, 50%,
Yeah.
over 50%
Yeah,
drops
I'm not
each
sure.
week.
I mean, I remember I expected Incredibles 2 to overtake Fallen Kingdom, like get back
Yeah.
on top. And it was so close this weekend. I thought it had it, but what is the difference? Like less than 1 million?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So obviously next week Incredibles is going to go back
Maybe,
up.
but it's Hotel Transylvania. It's going to split that audience.
True. I don't know. I keep forgetting about that movie. I just think it looks awful.
I won't be shocked if Incredible still takes it over Hotel Transylvania. I think that just there's a bigger fan base for The Incredibles in the Hotel franchise.
You mean like if it makes more this weekend?
You
then...
think that Incredibles on its 5th week is going to make more than Hotel Transylvania opening?
By a smidge. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, that's...
It's a
very
hot take that
I
I
don't
could be
know.
wrong.
I don't know if my
Whew.
take is quite that hot. I like a warm take.
Okay.
I've got a
lukewarm
lukewarm take. My lukewarm take is that it'll be more than The Incredibles.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be anything close to these movies that we've seen. It's not going to be
Oh, no.
a number one. It's not going to, I don't.
Eric, that's a very safe take.
Yes, that's my lukewarm take.
Kyle, you're living dangerously, my man.
Hey, what can I say? No, I mean, I just think there's more of a fan base for one as compared to the other, and I don't know.
Oh,
I just don't see a
absolutely.
lot of traction for Hotel.
I think Hotel has quite a good fan base. It's just that the previous 2 films came out in the fall, like around Halloween time. They're Halloween themed characters. It worked so well then. And then you're now taking that and putting it in summer. And I get it. You have a summer vacation theme going with your...
It makes me think it's like some TV like show spin-off pilot of this
like
this
it
franchise.
should have been for like DVDs first.
Yeah, like a straight to DVD, like 40-minute special.
Yeah,
As like everything about this, it just looks like a poor film.
Oh, I
mean,
love
I've heard-
it. I think it looks great. I'm going to take my son to it.
Well, let
Well,
us
I
know.
hope-
I'd
I
be
hope
curious
he
to see.
enjoys it.
I've heard good
Right.
things about the first 2, so if the third
You
one
guys
keeps it up,
haven't seen the first 2?
No.
just haven't
at all?
No.
gotten around
Here
to
you
it.
are, bad mouthing, saying it looks hokey, and you haven't even
It
seen them.
does.
They're
I didn't
so
say it was
funny,
hokey.
It's Adam Sandler
and he's hilarious
on
All
a
I'm
cruise
saying
as
is
ship.
Dracula.
All I'm saying
Come
is
on.
that there's more Incredibles fans.
Yeah, that's objective. You
Yeah.
can't dispute that.
I'm
That's
not
all I'm
disputing
saying.
that.
Eric's bad mouthing it.
Oh, I'll badmouth it.
There's obviously more Incredibles fans in this room right now. I'm being very attacked.
Well,
I'm going to hold my
yeah.
own for Hotel T, though. I
there's
love
any-
that
If
franchise.
there's any Hotel T3 fans out there who
Oh,
are angry at me
right here.
bashing it, I don't know.
yeah, I would be very confused.
Fight me IRL.
Yeah, so I mean,
Don't actually though.
yeah, I think Incredibles 2 could still have a lot more staying power than Jurassic World can this next weekend.
No, Jurassic World is gonna fall into the bottom 5. I think Incredibles is gonna be in that top 5
do you think
for a while.
Skyscraper will take it out?
Yeah, I think so.
It could.
I keep seeing things or speculation that it could be the highest grossing original blockbuster of the year.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Seriously?
do not
Yeah.
underestimate The Rock
Yeah, you can't.
in an action film.
That's
The
a
Rock
weird...
missing a leg. Come on, you saw him make
Fire,
I mean,
skyscrapers.
You saw him make that
Family
like
in Peril.
3,000-mile long jump.
3,000 mile
If he can make that, he can take number 1 at the box
Yeah.
office.
I mean, he can take number 1 at the box office, but the highest grossing original.
Well, how many other original
think-
films?
Can you
Yeah,
name-
now that I
out?
think about it,
I don't
I
know
guess
if I
that,
could name 5 original films this year.
I mean, Hereditary,
That was the first one that came to
Okay.
mind.
Tag,
Tag.
Game Night.
Game Night, yeah.
Oh yeah, the comedies.
The comedies have all been around.
Hotel-
Okay, yeah, you can name- you
Hotel
can
name
Artemis. I mean,
Most people-
it
Yeah.
didn't make money.
The average
didn't make
moviegoer, I don't
money.
think would be able to do that.
Okay, if it's going against Hotel Artemis, I don't think it has much
I
of a
still need to see
competition.
Hotel Artemis. I really want to see it still.
You'll
Despite what
find
everyone
it in
says.
like a Walmart 4 for $5 bin
4
in
for
a
5,
couple
perfect.
months.
Way cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper than a movie ticket. Fine with me.
All right, moving on. There's a little bit of news happening this week. Just a couple tidbits here and there. First off is Keri Russell has joined the cast of Episode 9, Star Wars.
Yeah, I think
We
I
had-
can't remember what I know her best from because I've never really seen The Americans, but that show,
You never saw Felicity? Wasn't she in that?
no, I don't think so.
That's super old.
I know I've seen her before, and I know that the Americans is like a super highly acclaimed show.
Yeah.
And she was in that for the entirety of that. So that's probably where most people know her from.
She was in that Jane Austen movie. Why can't I remember the name?
Pride, Prejudice,
Nope.
and Zombies.
No, no.
Not that one.
Austen Land.
Austin. Land.
I do know that title, but
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
She was in that. That's
Yeah,
really
I-
cute.
I
That
vaguely remember that.
to admit, I secretly love that movie.
Well, I've never
So
seen it.
bad.
So
I mean,
I'm
have
gonna
at it.
assume
Yeah,
that
I'm
it's an
not
amazing movie.
familiar.
Work of art, let me tell you. Just masterpiece.
cinematic milestone.
Right.
But yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
gonna be in it.
She was also the mother in Star Trek. And then
The
when
mother-
J.J. Abrams reboot.
Like in the opening scene.
In the opening, like 5 minutes,
of
where
the first
everybody
one. That
bawls
was-
their eyes
and
out.
the father was Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
It was that. Oh, that's
yeah, see, I
awesome.
remember that scene.
What
that
a
was
couple.
great. That was great.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I guess I didn't know
I
who
can't
she
watch
was
that
then.
without crying. I know what happens. I know what happens every time, but
It's the
it's
magic,
just
the power of cinema.
now that I know what happens, it's even worse. The buildup is terrible. Just waterworks.
Mm-hmm.
So in your mind,
I think
she's
she's
worked
gonna
with
be-
J.J. Abrams. She's
yeah.
played a mom in a sci-fi
She's gonna
franchise.
be Ray's mom.
Now she's with J.J. Abrams again. She's gonna play another mom
Right.
in another sci-fi franchise.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, okay.
he got
Can't
pulled.
argue with that
He
logic.
got pulled onto this last minute. He's like, "Hey, I need a mom figure."
Eric literally just bit his tongue and went, that's what it is.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, you're the expert.
She looks
I'm-
kind of like Daisy Ridley
I'm
too. It
on-
wouldn't be a terrible casting choice.
I'm on team Ray's mom, but not for that specific reason.
How can
I
you be
just-
on Team Ray's mom when Ray's parents aren't gonna be in the movie?
Yeah, but seeing as though just about every fan out there hated what became of Ray's mom.
No,
JJ
they
probably-
did not. Only the
Could we
Well,
only stupid people.
Could we
who,
split the difference
very
and say
stupid, I
Ray's
agree.
dad was the alcoholic junker and Ray's mom was
She's
a
like,
rebel
I
agent?
wanted to keep you, but
I couldn't.
Dad's an
He
alcoholic.
took you, and then he's dead in a
I've been
grave.
searching for you ever since.
Oh my god!
No,
Then
sure
we get the
that-
best of both worlds.
no,
I mean-
no, that would not be.
It'd be
really
both
would-
true and amazing.
No,
You really would get the best of both worlds.
I disagree. Ray's
Yeah.
parents are nobody. We've been told that by Ray herself. They're not important. You're never gonna see them.
I mean, I want that to stay put because I do like that and appreciate that out of
No,
The
I
Last
hate
Jedi. But
If Ray's mom comes into the movie, it undermines Ray's entire arc.
I agree, but I still think it's Ray's mom.
I mean,
I'll be
the
frustrated.
only way I
with
could
you.
see that happening is if J.J. Abrams once again wants to go the really, really safe route and think.
Oh, I'm sure he
that-
does.
But I don't think he's going to. I really don't think he's
I
going
hope he
to.
does go the really safe route.
Pull a JJ. Pull a JJ.
And it's not like this franchise, not this iteration of it, but the overall story of Star Wars doesn't have some mom issues in there. In the place.
Oh yeah, I
in the
know, but I'm
previous.
just saying from a
So-
storytelling and thematic perspective, there's no reason to bring back Ray's mom or her parents. It would only be
Yeah.
a bad decision.
It would be so fulfilling though for some of us.
No, it wouldn't.
there.
It wouldn't.
yes!
Maybe for like 5 seconds, and it's like, okay, cool. Ray has her mom. Now what?
She doesn't have to be physically alive. Maybe it just
Dead
sheds.
Carrie.
Maybe she's still dead. Maybe
We found
she's
your mom.
still dead.
But she's dead.
She's
right.
a little dead.
But the story you were led to believe isn't true.
The most I will
I
concede
like that.
is, I guess it wouldn't be terrible if her mom's already dead, and
Right.
she finds out that maybe her mom didn't want to abandon her,
Right.
and her mom tried looking for her, but she wasn't able to find her
She
before she
was
died.
killed in the process.
So that would still be kind of a sad thing. Maybe it'd be a little bit of closure for Ray, but
so much closure.
I wouldn't want that because
So-
Ray has already found her closure.
So who do you think is going to be? Is there any Star Wars characters that comes to mind? Or do
No,
you
she's
think
just
it's
gonna.
be
I
a
think she's
new
just gonna be.
character?
Yeah, she's gonna be a new one.
Okay.
The only thing we have to go on is it's an action-heavy role. So I think she's gonna be some.
Who else likes
some, like,
action? Ray does.
Keri Russell
Where do you
was
think
Ray's
she
mom.
gets
I'm gonna
Confirmed.
play this
From.
up. I'm gonna play this up. I love this. This is great.
I think she's just gonna be like the what was it? Her name? Enfys Nest, whoever that bounty hunter kind of leader was in Solo, who looked super cool, and then it was like
Yeah.
a little girl.
Yeah.
That kind of
clocked
kind of
out
character
after that.
is who I imagine. Some random insert Star Warsy name here, who, maybe they meet up with.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be a new character.
So anyone.
Maybe she'll be kind of cool. Who knows? But she's definitely not gonna be Ray's mom.
At least they picked someone that has proven to have like a great track record with
Yeah.
bringing out like the best in her performance.
I can see her fitting in perfectly. But not as perfectly. Here's my segue. But not as perfectly as my boy Billy D. Williams coming back as
No.
Lando.
I have to be on the other side again with you
Ooh.
on that. I'm not totally excited for him.
How can you not be?
I don't even I don't even know anymore. Like, I think after seeing what has become of Luke and what has become of Han Solo, and with
I imagine they're gonna play
Carrie
it.
Fisher.
They're just gonna play it super safe with Lando. He'll probably come back. He'll be the same guy he ever was.
No, they'll probably kill him in a horrible, horrible way. Then just
Probably
ruins his character.
Probably in the best way. He's
I'm
probably
just-
gonna sacrifice himself and finally
He
save
should have.
everybody.
He better not have Han Solo's death. The rightful death Han Solo should have
He'll do
had.
the same thing again. I just don't think that
He's
need
gonna
to
get
have...
back in the Millennium Falcon because there's no more Han to take that from him.
Oh
He's
no!
gonna get back in the
Do you
Millennium
think he'll do
Falcon.
his Blaze of Glory and take him and the Millennium Falcon out?
I think he's just gonna take the Millennium Falcon and fly away. He's like, finally, I got it back. See you guys later. No, not really.
I just don't think that you need to bring back old Star Wars characters anymore.
Well, I agree. I agree.
I honestly think let's just push forward.
I agree, but I wonder if this decision. It's hard to get the timing of these things right, but I wonder if he was originally intended on being brought back, or now that Carrie Fisher's dead, because everyone knows Episode 9 was supposed to be a lot about Leia, the way
Right.
8 was about Luke, and 7 was for Han. But now that there is no Carrie Fisher to use in Episode 9, maybe they're like, Plan B. What other original trilogy star? Lando.
What other ones? They had to
Just
think
sign
about
him.
it.
Why
We'll
don't
figure
they
out
just
something
make
for
a
him to do.
Chewie heavy one then?
Because it's just not the same.
Oh,
Because it would be blasphemy to have subtitles for Chewie. And because Han was
True.
the only one who could understand him. And you can only go so far with comedic Chewie moments, which have all
you don't
worked
think
so
Rey
far.
doesn't understand
but-
him?
I think she does.
Does she? I think
she
she can.
does. Yeah.
I think everyone does now.
But Chewie's always just kind of been he's just kind of off in the background doing his thing.
It's a secondary character.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just excited because I like the idea of seeing all the original people, even if not for a long time.
I think
Okay, yeah.
I'm not excited or I'm not disappointed either way. I think that having Lando's character in the Solo film being the best part of that film revitalized the character, so it's a good time to bring him on. Into the new one, so
Could be
there's a
that.
little bit more interest. It's not like it's like a cold bring in, like insert this character.
Yeah.
There's
We've
had
that
some
is
warm
a
up
good
to it.
point.
But
He wasn't. I thought he was great. He wasn't my
Yeah.
favorite part of the movie, but a lot of people
loved him.
loved him, probably because it was Donald Glover. But
Yeah.
they loved him, and so I wonder if they bring him back, if they're gonna address his droid sexual attraction towards droids.
Well, I don't think.
Or
I
his-
hope not.
I wonder if any of the things
Is that why
were
he's gonna
established
take the
about
Millennium
him in
Falcon
Solo-
again?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because
I
everybody's
got her
favorite.
back finally.
Yeah,
An
everybody's
old-
favorite
an old
L3.
Billy D. Williams. Sorry. That's funny. I
That'll be
completely
his
forgot
send-off.
about that.
That'll be a send off.
Yeah.
Oof.
They weren't compatible though, Eric. They weren't compatible.
No, because L3 is terrible.
I mean, we'll have to see what the story exactly is about as well. Like, it
Again,
could,
we're
it could
in
work.
110% speculation.
Oh,
mode,
yeah, for sure.
obviously,
It's-
but I don't know. I like imagining old man Lando, but he's not going to be able to
I hope-
stand side by side with any of the other old characters. So
I hope Ray's mom
gonna be
comes
really
back.
sad.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
Lando does his
yeah,
like suave
okay.
thing to Ray's mom, who's going to be played by Carrie Fisher. This is all coming together.
mean Keri Russell?
Fisher.
Or Carrie Russell.
Carrie
Yeah.
Fisher.
oh,
You got me
God.
way too excited.
That would be the worst possible fan fiction
Whew.
ever.
I don't see
Yeah.
worst possible, but it could make for a
it
good
would be
scene
the
in
worst
the
possible
movie.
fan fiction.
Yeah.
It could come true.
Then in this kind of world and moving on, Indiana Jones 5 got pushed back, so we're not.
Yeah, I know.
So now, do I not have Harrison Ford and Han Solo in Star Wars? I do not get Indiana Jones.
I don't think anybody wanted an Indiana Jones 5.
I need it to just get rid of the last one.
People are going to want it so that they can pretend that Crystal Skull never happened.
I pretend already. I'm good.
But I don't know. Ever since it was announced that Steven Spielberg was like, "Yeah, I'd do one," I'd never actually thought it would happen because when it was first announced, it was already 3 years in the future, and then it just keeps getting pushed back and back and back.
Now it's out. Now it's
2021
out. Yeah, sometime July of 2021.
And I mean, I love the guy, but Harrison Ford,
I mean, it showed in the fourth one that he can't quite do it anymore.
That one that doesn't exist anymore?
Right, the one that doesn't exist, he clearly couldn't do it. Yep.
I think he had the stamina, though, in Star
He'll
Wars
probably
before
he
was taken out.
He'll probably have... the extent of his role will be like Jeff Goldblum in Fallen Kingdom, and Shia LaBeouf is going to come back as his son. And the whole movie will be about him.
Don't say that. Even that's not... No,
that's the only way I can see this working.
I don't think Shia LaBeouf's coming
really?
back.
That's the only way, Eric. If Shia LaBeouf comes back.
No, I just don't want it to happen. I just don't want it to happen.
I don't think Shia LaBeouf would even come back. Like, I'm pretty sure he cut ties with...
What was his name? Wasn't his name Mutt?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll just
in
call
the
him
movie
Shia.
that didn't exist, yeah, we'll call him Mutt. Why
They'll
not?
probably say he ran off between movies or something, or he died.
Or someone's like, "Hey, what happened to your son?" He's like, "What son?" Okay, that's cool too.
You know who
whatever.
should play Indiana Jones' son?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Okay.
No, Chris Hemsworth. Chris Pratt would be good.
Chris Hemsworth is a... This is gonna sound weird, but he's much more manly than Harrison Ford was. I mean, just
manly,
by
young, maybe, but
just like by build alone, like I would say that.
Just because he might be a little taller.
Hollywood standards of image have changed over the
True.
time.
Yeah.
You're right. You are right about that.
You can go back. Harrison Ford was pretty damn manly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that for sure. But
my mom was never a big Star Wars person, but she was a big Harrison Ford person.
Yeah, that's fair. I would give you that.
I think all of our moms were.
I just don't see Chris Hemsworth really pulling off like a Harrison Ford type.
Well, he's gonna pull off Men in Black reboot.
That's
why
nothing to do
Ford.
with Harrison Ford.
I just think he can do it.
I mean,
I think you just
and
really
maybe
like
Chris
Chris
Pratt.
Hemsworth.
He could.
I do.
I just don't see it, but who knows? I thought
he
you were
was
gonna
be
say Chris Pratt.
in the Crocodile Dundee spoof remake.
Oh yeah, that weird fake thing.
Yeah,
that
and he was
the
awesome in
commercials.
that. And I'm like, that could, without the accent, be Indiana Jones.
That's if it's exactly like that. No thanks. I don't need my Indiana Jones to be looking like that for sure. But
Yeah.
Like what?
like more of a comedy.
Oh, I'd like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Did you not like the third Indiana Jones? I mean, that
Oh,
was
no, I
that
love
was
the
very
third one.
comedic.
But that,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
it's
a
hilarious.
That's a different kind of.
I know
comedy.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
You don't want like slapstick comedy.
Like the straight comedy first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Speaking of comedies,
Speaking of Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
speaking of trailers,
What are you?
we
what
were
are you
going to talk
doing,
about.
dude?
I thought we had a lot of trailers to talk about.
We decided we weren't going to talk about them in this one, but the next one, remember, we're going to have a whole spotlight.
It's just a little teaser. It's just a little teaser for the people. Boy, have we got some
Keep trying
trailers
to
for
cut
you.
you off,
Today.
but
Like, he's on fire.
I wanted to have a segue.
Oh,
I just wanted one.
man.
segue.
I was trying to with the Chris Hemsworth
Should we-
Men in Black segue because we haven't talked about how they are now shooting that. The reboot.
Yeah, that's a better segue.
Yeah, and
Chris
then
Hemsworth.
it's going to take place in London with the London Men in Black office, helmed by Liam Neeson. Oh my gosh,
that is pretty perfect casting.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
That's good.
I mean, I
That's
guess he's not related to anybody, but the Men in Black movies have always had really good casting.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black 3,
Yeah.
Josh Brolin as the Tommy Lee Jones understudy was one of the best examples
Right?
of like an understudy I've ever seen.
Right.
And I mean, I can just imagine Liam Neeson owning all of his scenes because he's
Yeah.
also hilarious.
He can be.
When the situation
No, not
comes up.
strangely. That's a weird word, but
Yeah, don't doubt him.
yeah, you're right. What was I thinking?
It's just not very often you see him
right.
flexing
that's a
his
better way to say it.
comedic chops.
Mhm.
I like to see Liam Neeson get more into like comedic roles and less action action on a train roles.
Yeah,
I would like that too.
maybe this is the start. Who knows?
I'm kind of excited to see Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson rejoin. I thought they had really good chemistry.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
I didn't even put that together. From Ragnarok.
From Thor Ragnarok, right?
That'd be cool.
I agree with Cody for sure. I like their chemistry a lot, and both of them are talented individually. Despite me thinking that Hemsworth wouldn't make a good Indiana Jones.
It's okay.
No, but nonetheless,
Agree to
though,
disagree.
nonetheless, though, it's really rounding out to be a talented cast, and it's getting me more interested in a Men in Black reboot for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't like very excited about it, and then when there was discussions about a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover, I was like, no, thank you, no.
I was on board for that.
What? No,
Yeah.
that was.
I was super on board for that.
That like put a bad taste in my mouth.
I was
What a
sad.
weird year for Codi. Like that
I was sad
Yeah.
when that was shelved, and then
I'm so glad. I mean, I feel
And
like
this
people
idea
came to their
came up.
senses.
Yeah.
they shelved. It was definitely out there, but I thought it was something that could work. And then that was shelved, and
Yeah.
this one came up, and I'm like, another reboot. But now I'm at the point where it's just, what do you expect? I'm not
Right.
gonna if I'm going to let the announcement of a new reboot tarnish how I see it, then I'm not going to be excited for any new movies that are coming
for
out.
sure. And,
So
and the originals are always there. Like I'm always gonna enjoy the
Oh,
first
I've
Men
seen
in
them.
Black.
I mean, I guess I've seen the first one
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you don't really need to see the others. But no, the first Men in Black will always have a special place in my heart. Like I really enjoyed that one. So with a
And the third
reboot
one.
coming out, I mean, if it's bad, fine. If not,
I don't think it'll be
Good.
bad. I mean, just based on the people in it and behind it.
yeah, it is looking good.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be great, but I'm sure it'll be a perfectly serviceable Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
I just love your analysis. Perfectly serviceable. Like, way to get people enthusiastic about our industry, right?
Well, come on, people are
Perfectly
pretty cynical
serviceable.
about the constant reboots and reimaginings.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they're not even cynical about them anymore.
You
They're
sh-
just numb to it all.
Can you sell me a good pair of loafers while you're at it? Perfectly serviceable.
They're quite comfy. You can take them anywhere, really.
They
I mean, they work.
they work for a dinner. They work for casual day wear.
poor
This-
Eric.
Just telling the people what they want to hear.
We want to just put it on everybody's radar to get excited over. Because this could be Chris Hemsworth's next franchise after, because he's all done with Thor.
Yeah.
Or is he?
Or is he?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think he is. He has no Asgard, no brother, no love interest. He has a new hammer. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, I love that hammer.
He has one less eye. So
Actually, he gained an eye.
Oh yeah,
I
Rocky
guess
gave
he
him
gained a robotic
a fake
eye
eye.
that was in a mammal's behind. So
Yes. I mean, well,
I think it would be in a
was.
mammal's eye socket, but
that's not how Rocket got it out of there. He said he should have washed it first.
It was very implied that it came out of a rectum.
I guess the first thing my mind went to was like that's where the eye naturally was. Like not that Rocket pulled it out
you're like,
through
where
there.
else would it
I'm
be?
like it seems really. It's like plugs everything up. And you have to spread them wide if you want to see anything.
Maybe just butt jokes work better for Cody and I.
Yeah, I got
Butt
way too
jokes
liter.
are
I got way too. I can't keep up with
So,
this.
like, I gotta
with
go
this
get loafers after
highbrow
this movie.
humor. Whoosh.
Maybe get some wheat toast and some jam and tea for my for my snack.
Anyway, what are we talking about again?
Do
Men
you
in
need
Black.
a cardigan for your birthday?
Should. Oh yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And how this could be his next franchise.
Yeah. I mean,
And
odds are it
Indiana
probably
Jones
will be.
too. He
No.
can juggle multiple ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Ghostbusters.
okay. On record, I don't mean perfectly serviceable in a bad way. I'm just saying, people are numb about reboots. Just people are like, oh my god, do they make anything new anymore? That's why Skyscraper is
Yeah,
gonna be the
yeah.
number one movie of the year. Original
Don't
movie.
worry, I understand. I understand
Cool.
for sure.
I am psyched out of my mind for this Men in Black
Yes.
reboot,
Well, now don't-
and you
don't-
should be too.
Don't lie.
What? No, we are.
No,
Look
you
at
guys,
it.
you guys
The
turned me. You guys
enthusiasm.
turned me around on it. Now I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Wow, that went.
I can't
somewhere.
wait to see what funky aliens they come up with. Whew, I'm excited.
Yeah.
They should get who's the guy that did
is happening?
Valerian?
The director,
Luke-
Yeah.
Luke-
Besson. They should get him
Besson.
to do some fun aliens on this.
Oh yeah,
He's
if they
really good with
brought
it.
him on as like just even a consultant or something.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad. I like that. I like that. That's a good call.
The aliens in Valerian were like one of the things I really liked about that movie.
They did
Oh,
look
yeah.
cool in the trailers. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
he can get out there with his like just ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we'll bring him on, keep Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson and Liam Neeson, and we're going to have an awesome movie.
Best movie of the year.
Unfortunately, it won't be original, but that's okay.
Reboots are cool, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't get enough of them.
Well, I think on the next episode of Off the Break podcast, we're going to spotlight some trailer roundup, just to see what we've missed, kind of go over everything, just get on the same page with the upcoming trailers. And then
there's a few trailers that went up over the holiday, 4th of July, that we want to catch up on.
Yeah, and we might even spotlight some limited release trailers. We haven't talked about them in a while, so we should probably kind of go over a few of those. So I think it's going to be a trailer bonanza on the next one. Eric
like
is so excited for it. He just wants it to be now.
Yeah.
Wait, Eric, wait. Keep all your thoughts together. You can come bursting forth on the next one.
I'll do my best.
All right. Take care, everyone.